Hello everyone, I'm here with yet another topic that affects a relationship. Yes, you guessed it right. Low self esteem. Many relationships gets into turmoil due to one of the partners or both the partners having very low self esteem. This is a very authenticated information that I'm sharing with you all because you can Google it. Research shows that self esteem has, particularly low self esteem, has a great impact in one's relationship. So, here I am presenting a case study about a person called Gopi. Gopi is the second of the three siblings. There's one elder sibling and one younger sibling. He grew up in an environment where he had seen people leaving the family either after getting married or for other reasons. From childhood, he was always compared with somebody, either with his siblings or with his neighbors, and he was always feeling very low in his self-esteem from the childhood days, though he couldn't identify it was low self-esteem, right? His father used to be a very authoritative figure. So if somebody does a mistake, Gopi is given some royal treatment. He's like the Mike Tyson. Gopi thinks his father is like a Mike Tyson, right? Such was the level of power of punch his father used to land on Gopi. So if somebody does a mistake, Gopi gets hit and punched, right? And if Gopi does a mistake, he gets punched. If Gopi's mother does a mistake, again Gopi gets punched. I don't know. There's a saying called, but there's a word called iditangi valitangi, somebody who, no matter how much ever you hit, he doesn't react. So Gopi is like that. So now you can visualize what kind of a person I'm trying to ask you to visualize or make you visualize. So, during that particular traumatic phase, neither his brother nor his mother used to come to his rescue. So, whatever it is, Gopi had to face everything. It is like a small hand facing a Himalayan Herculean task, right? So, that is how Gopi was. And whenever he hears this word father, right, he used to tremble. His entire body used to tremble. Such was the level of fear his father inflicted on him in the name of disciplining him. I am sure you would have also had some authoritative figures in your life where the moment if somebody utters a name, there'll be a lot of shivering and trembling of the entire body or hands and whatnot. Again, the same thing happened in the school, right? Either the teacher used to be very authoritative, so he was not that great in his education or in his academics. And the beauty is, there was nobody with whom Gopi was feeling comfortable talking and sharing these problems. So he couldn't get a solution. The teachers were either authoritarian, like his father, so he felt that there is nobody with whom he can go and approach and share his problem and get solutions. So Gopi started, growing up in this particular kind of a environment. During his school, he had a lot of problems. Whenever the teacher asked questions in front of a group, right, in front of his classmates, Gopi was not comfortable. But whereas one to one, he was very comfortable. That was the level of fear his environment had inflicted on him. As the days, weeks, months, and years passed, Gopi grew up. He got into an environment where, again, like he used to make good friends, but either they move to another location or they carry on with their own plans. So Gopi felt, again, deep rooted. This thing is okay, whoever I love, they leave me. Okay? So he had always this insecurity that, okay, if I love people, they leave me, so might as well not love them. So he was leading a shell life where he was not willing to come out of it. He was very comfortable being in that. That's the irony, right? Then he started working, he joined a company. He had all the talent, but he couldn't grow. There again in the company where he was working, he used to meet a lot of people. He builds the trust in people very soon. But, over a period of time, that trust fades away. So somewhere, he was curious to know what was his reasons, why he is going close, but, either people reject him or he subtly rejects people. It was very depressing and frustrating for Gopi, right? Um, whether it is girls, he used to be very close, he was able to go closer. But by the time he could take the relationships to the next level, there used to be some or the other thing that happens. So one of the partner, right, either they walk out of the relationship or something untoward would have happened, or Gopi would have rejected them. So, he was not able to go closer to the opposite sex. So this was something which was going deep in Gopi's mind, right? Again, you would gain a lot of trust and faith in the colleagues. By the time, you could, okay, fine, Abba, I have got somebody, now I can share my moments. The person either gets transferred to some other department or he joins another company, leaving this company, and so on. So some or the other thing happens, right? So Gopi was going through that phase of depressed and clueless as to why he is going through this particular situation. And another very important point to notice, if at all, anybody with authority questions Gopi, Gopi starts trembling. So his colleagues felt he doesn't have that leadership skill in him. And Gopi was still clueless. He went and approached many, but nobody could offer him a solution, right? Um, so what happened to Gopi? Why he is not able to build that relationship? Now, Gopi's parents felt they must get him married. Imagine, Gopi is already going through a particular phase. Over and above that, his parents are looking at an alliance for Gopi. Gopi is clueless about what exactly is causing this particular problem. Okay? So, with this, Gopi gets married to another girl who is very authoritative, very bold, very aggressive, and she questions. Gopi felt okay, he could use it to his advantage. But as you know, in a married life, there are certain things which are very common. If you have a dominant partner, not realizing that marriage is all about equals, right? If you have a dominating partner, or if one of the partner is very dominating, and if the other partner has low self-esteem issues, they are highly insecure in the relationship. So was Gopi. Gopi was very submissive. Ah, okay, I wanted this. Ah, okay, fair enough. Low self-esteem, insecurity are more than sufficient to destroy a relationship. Gopi was no exception. What happened? The partner does something very good, right? Let's say the wife has prepared very good food. She expects appreciation. But Gopi was a person, once he gets into the shell, it is very difficult for him, anybody to pull him out of that shell, right? So Gopi never used to appreciate. At least that was the perception that the other partner had in the relationship. Imagine a relationship where one partner's expectation is very high or has some expectations and the other partner doesn't respond at all. How will it be? Have you gone through any such thing in your life? Right? So Gopi was, not very communicative. Hey, great job. You did a fantastic job. Look, today's sambar, today's rasam, or today's food is fantastic. Very good. Fantastic, da. Everyone expects this appreciation. But Gopi couldn't, go out and say that. So the other partner felt, his wife felt, Gopi is not appreciative of her views. Rightfully, because they have just got married without knowing each other. Even knowing each other, still people expect that appreciation. And when that doesn't come, what happens? Right? So she felt Gopi is not appreciating her efforts. Gopi is not expressive. Gopi is not the person whom she can go and talk to. There was a lot of mismatch in the relationship. What happens when there is a lot of mismatch in the relationship? The answers are obvious, right? So, the approach, the behavior of Gopi was driving his wife very crazy. He was not expressive. He used to be in his own world, like sun rising in the east, right? So he is facing east, wife facing south. Imagine a relationship where both the partners are in the same place, but looking at different directions, having different views. It is good to have different views, but here it is entirely different. Why? Because Gopi was lacking confidence. His wife felt he is impotent. Because because of his low self-esteem, he couldn't go out and talk freely. Today, one has to be very expressive, but Gopi was not. As a result, he had gone through plenty of issues, plenty of challenges. He had a very poor image about himself, so neither is his dressing quality great, nor his approach towards life is great. At least that was the perception from his wife's point of view. Okay? And whoever he goes close to, they leave him. So, he loves his wife, but he doesn't know how to communicate that to her. Many times it happens to people with very low self-esteem. They love their other partner, be it wife to husband or husband to wife, or in certain situations, both the people. Okay, if they have grown up in an environment where they had plenty of low self-esteem issues, they both of them have problems in the communication. As a result, their relationship is at a totally different level. Okay, so Gopi had low self-esteem, very poor self-image, low self-confidence. It's more than sufficient to destroy a relationship. And whoever he went close to from his childhood days, they left him. So he had a lot of expectation from his wife, but subtly he had that insecurity that, okay, if I go close to her, she might leave me. This in itself is a psychological block, but he doesn't know how to ask for help. That's the problem here. So now I would like to ask you a few questions. Do you have any traits like what Gopi has? Like lack of self-confidence, poor self-esteem, right? Poor self-image, low self-esteem, communication, self-acceptance, problems in relationships. Do you have any such things like that? Do you have any problems in your relationship? Have you lost people, be it a boy or a girl, right? Friends. Do you lack confidence? Do you have problems in your communication? If your answer is yes, do write to us at authorprakashyas@gmail.com or call us on 8884677733. I'll be waiting for your call or your email. What are you waiting for?